Newton takes it in. Touchdown, Patriots. Decisive.
It seemed impossible that the New England Patriots would simply fade into irrelevance after 20 years of Tom Brady. It also seemed impossible that Cam Newton would simply disappear after winning just about every award that a football player could win between his 2010 Heisman Trophy at Auburn and his 2015 NFL MVP with the Carolina Panthers. Now, neither of those things has to happen. With Newton, the Patriots will be heavily favored to win the upcoming AFC East. Newton will have a chance to prove that he's still got some Superman left in him. Today, we're looking at the real reason Cam Newton re-signed with the New England Patriots.
Out and 10 off the play fake. Newton thought about it and able to complete.
Before we dive into this topic, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel as it really motivates us to make more awesome videos. While Newton once seemed so indestructible that the closest comparison for him was a superhero who can only be defeated by a fictional mineral from a faraway galaxy, he has recently started to show some signs of wear, presumably from a playing style built around powering through opponents. He suffered season-ending injuries in both 2018 and 2019. The Pats and Newton long seemed like they existed in separate football worlds. New England was the dynasty whose super-secret system kept it in contention year after year after year. And Newton was the superstar who didn't need a system to get to the Super Bowl. Now the two are together. Superman playing the Patriot way. It's an outcome that would make you quit your Madden franchise. Newton had a challenging first season as the Patriots starting quarterback. Not only did he join the operation late and had to work with a subpar supporting cast throughout the year, but he also missed some time after a positive COVID-19 test in early October. He eventually finished the season as one of the worst statistical passers in the NFL, but will now get another chance to at least compete for playing time. Bringing him back may not be the most popular move among Patriots fans, but from the team's perspective, it certainly is a good one. The Cam Newton experiment in New England will continue for at least a little while longer. According to Jim McBride of the Boston Globe, the Patriots are re-signing the veteran quarterback to a one-year deal. The contract that will keep Newton in Foxborough through the 2021 season is worth $14 million per Adam Schefter of ESPN. So here are the reasons why.
And Newton takes it in for the touchdown.
Number 5. One-year deal won't stress the salary cap too much for the Patriots. While Newton's contract will reportedly be worth up to $14 million, a sizable increase compared to the $3.96 million he earned last season, the final breakdown of the salary, signing bonus, and potential incentives will determine how much it weighs on the Patriots' books this year. But even if much of the deal will translate directly into a salary cap hit, which is highly unlikely, it will not tip the scales too much from New England's perspective. After all, the team entered the weekend with $64.5 million in available cap space. Only the Jacksonville Jaguars and New York Jets were projected to have more room under their respective caps. Paying a quarterback with starter-level experience and upside, $14 million, it's a good deal from New England's perspective, especially when comparing it to other passers around the league. Just look at it this way. The New Orleans Saints are paying Taysom Hill $16.2 million in 2021. Newton getting up to $14 million on another heavily incentive-laden deal is not a bad value.
Cam's going to keep it. Newton trying to get there, and they're going to give it to him. Touchdown!
Number 4. Cam Newton is a veteran leader in the quarterback room. All season long, the Patriots coaches and players praised Newton for his work ethic and leadership during what was a difficult season, not just for him, but the entire team. The team captain returning does therefore also ensure that the quarterback room, one that could see the addition of a young quarterback to be groomed into the next starter, will keep a major leadership voice.
8 seconds left. Newton down the middle. It is caught by Myers.
Number 3. The 2021 season will surely be better than the 2020 season. There's no denying that Newton's 2020 season was bad, but there are some careful reasons for optimism from New England's perspective. His supporting cast will likely be better this year. He will have more time to learn the playbook and work with his teammates. The coronavirus factor might play a bigger role this season, Add it all up, and you can see why Newton and the Patriots might be in a much more favorable position now than they were just a year ago.
Cam Bird is down there deep instead underneath to Myers.
Number 2, it ensures that the New England Patriots remain flexible at quarterback. The Patriots retaining Newton for one more year doesn't mean that he will automatically become the starting quarterback again. New England is still expected to make some further moves at the most important position on the field in the coming days and weeks. However, the team will at least have a fallback option in the fold, depending on which players are brought along as well, one that already has experience in the system. The rest of this year's crop of free agent quarterbacks would not have been able to offer that, while players such as Jacoby Brissett or Ryan Fitzpatrick might have had some appeal. All things considered, Newton gives the Patriots the most flexibility at a reasonable cost.
Example that you use, that's what they're like, that's a normal day, like arguing, like boom, 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 boom.
And number 1, Cam Newton is still a popular player in NFL player circles. While this story is a bit overblown, given that Trent Brown just reworked his deal only to return to the Patriots, quarterbacks still have a special pull when it comes to the free agency market. That is especially true at the offensive skill positions, which work as close with the QB position as any. Money will do the talking, but Newton could also be factored into the equation when it comes to bringing some help aboard in free agency. After all, the 31-year-old is still a popular, well-respected player around the league. Jarrett Stidham just does not have the same kind of pull. Keeping Newton gives the team stability and insurance if no other contender materializes. The team is still considering other quarterbacks, but Newton is seen as a hard-working, smart player who is liked by his teammates. The Patriots finished the 2020 season with a 7-9 record and missed the playoffs for the first time since 2008. Their streak of 17 straight 10-win seasons and 11 consecutive AFC East division titles has been snapped. Although Cam Newton is on pace to finish with the best completion percentage of his career, he has otherwise been a massive disappointment in his first season with the Patriots.
Newton gonna take it outside. He's got a lane. Newton looking for the first down and get it.
After completing 65% of his passes for 365 yards and a touchdown against the Houston Texans, the 31-year-old delivered one of the worst performances of his career on a Sunday. Facing a Cardinals defense that most would describe as average, Newton looked thoroughly overmatched. He completed just 9 passes for 84 yards and got picked off twice to bring his season total to 9. The former Carolina Panthers star has thrown just 4 touchdowns in 10 starts. While Newton ran for 46 yards, his inaccuracy, poor decision-making, and lack of awareness resulted in another rough day at the office.
On third down, Newton steps up, pump. Newton throws on the move and makes the catch.
Despite the lackluster record, Newton seemed to enjoy his time in New England, especially with head coach Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick is the most misunderstood person in all of sports, Newton said during an episode of the I Am Athlete podcast in February. He's dope as, like, he's a cool dude. He understands the game. He's like a historian of the game. For you to just sit down and chat with him, it's like he's going back and he's got the film, like literally teaching the game. During the interview, which was filmed alongside former NFL players Chad Johnson, Brandon Marshall, and Fred Taylor, Newton said he'd like to return to the Patriots. "I'm getting tired of changing," explained Newton, who spent most of his career with the Carolina Panthers. "I'm at the point in my career where I know way more than I knew last year."
That wasn't me. I'm not an argumentative person. I'm like, coach, let's figure it out. Like,
It wasn't an easy journey for the 2015 NFL MVP over the past few months, as he previously found himself being released by the Panthers following a 9-year stint with the team. After 3 months of being left in the open, Newton was finally signed by the Patriots on a 1-year deal in a bid to fill the spot vacated by former quarterback Tom Brady. Newton would go on to have a roller coaster campaign with the team in his first season of playing in the complicated system under Bill Belichick. He also regularly claimed his lack of weapons on the field, which was largely in part of the previous opt-outs made by veterans of the team with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Patriots would often get to hang around against tough opponents in tightly contested games, but didn't have the strength to close out games at crunch time. A 7-9 record wasn't enough for the Patriots to snag the AFC East divisional title and punch a ticket to the playoffs, which hasn't happened in 11 years. Despite the rude awakening over the past few months, Cam Newton can only bank on the quality of his showing this season. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel to be notified when we upload more content.